All right, it's that time again this weekend. At the very end of January was Frosty Faustings, a local fighting game tournament in Chicagoland area. And with those usually comes a sponsorship and on a booth by the Popcorn Baron, which if you saw my previous video at Combo Breaker, I tried a whole bunch of flavors and they were all pretty much good, and I wanted to do more of that as soon as I can. So today, in no particular order, we're going to try a bunch of them. I've got kind of a little bit of an order here, but I've got, looks like, I think it was like 15, 16, or 17, including a limited edition flavor that was like collaboration sponsor, 2XKO, the new fighting game that just came out. There's a special flavor that was apparently only available this weekend, and, it's rare flavor, so I love that. So we're going to get into it now. I'm going to go through every flavor one by one and try them all, and we're just going to knock them all out right now. So let's go. All right, so they had over 50 flavors at this event, and as much as I would have loved to have tried all of them, I got just a bunch. I grabbed about 5 or 6 every day that I went and kind of collected them all so I can eat them all now. So I was hanging on there, being patient. And they had kind of some categories. They have like glazes, which are like mainly the fruit flavored ones. Then they've got a sweet category. Then they've got a savory category, and then they've got a spicy category. So I'm going to start with kind of the sweet, and then go to the savory, and then end with spicy. Just otherwise, I figure I eat something too spicy, it'll kind of overpower everything, and I won't be able to taste anything for the rest of the day. So that's what we're going to do. And there's the rare ones that were only available. They're not on their normal menu, and that was like the 2XKO collab and stuff. So I'm going to do them out here. So here's the flavors that we've got going on. Original recipe, just standard popcorn, probably. Apple glaze, birthday cake, strawberry cheesecake, all dressed, dill pickle, garlic bread, maple bacon, sour cream and onion, buffalo wing, hot curry, Nashville hot, Korean barbecue, garlic habanero. And this is probably the spiciest of all of them according to their spicy chart. And then the two that were on the kind of limited edition, there was other ones that I tried that were limited last time, like root beer and pina colada. This time I went with Sangria, which had sold out last combo breaker. I wasn't able to try this. And then the 2XKO, which they just put they got a cupcake down there, but I believe they said it was Caitlyn's cupcake, which Caitlyn is the most recent addition, the girl with the top hat and the guns going on and whatnot here. So gonna start, here we go. Let me get these headphones off and do this. All right, so the original recipe, this said this is a secret family recipe handed down from generation to generation. So I don't know if it's just gonna be butter popcorn. Is it a cheese popcorn? I'm not too sure. Open it up and see. All right, so this is just regular popcorn. It's not too salty. It's not like super buttery. It is more like a buttered popcorn type of flavor, but it's not crazy. It's not like, there's not oil and stuff dripping here. It's all kind of like not a dry rub, but the flavor is just like on the popcorn. It doesn't feel like there was a bunch of stuff drizzled over it and now it's like left to be like that. So this is just regular popcorn. Again, it's good. It's not, if you don't want any crazy flavors, even like if movie theater super blast butter is too much, this is nice. It's just regular nice popcorn. So there you go. Moving on. Next we have apple glaze, and this is kind of like, I'm assuming all of these fruit flavored glazes are kind of like, imagine caramel corn, but instead of caramel, it's like a fruit mole, caramel or something like that. So and that smells like apple. Oh, right away. Kind of refreshing too. Not like juicy, outside of like, you know, whatever you're chewing when you're eating popcorn. But this does kind of, yeah, pretty much tastes like the texture, consistency of like caramel corn, but it's apple flavored instead. So it's got that little bit of a, like a crisp crunch going on there, but it's apple. So, and it's, can't really tell, is it a Granny Smith apple? Is it a, you know, red, pink, cosmic crypt? Nothing. I don't know. It tastes like apple though, so that's good. Going into the sweet ones now, we've got birthday cake. Now this one, if you look, I think there's like sprinkles and stuff going on there. I see some blue in that bag. Definitely smells very sweet, like sugar frosting right away. And yeah, you can kind of see, it looks like there's like a, yeah, frosting-y type thing going on there. Definitely sweet and sugary, and yeah, it's like a vanilla frosting flavor there. And let me just get this one that has I see like a blue sprinkle on it here, to see if like, you know, you bite down on a sprinkle sometimes, it's like chewing on a little rock, and I don't like that. But let's see if I get that here. Nope, no little bitey surprises there, so that's good. Again, this wasn't super sweet, but the flavor that you did get was like a vanilla birthday cake. So still good and not too wacky. It doesn't feel like my teeth are going to fall out after just eating this. So next, strawberry cheesecake. So maybe this would be a little bit sweeter than the birthday cake was, or maybe more strawberry. Should have got the strawberry glaze to compare the two, but too late. It doesn't smell super like as cakey as the last one does, but you still tell there's like a little kind of a glaze going on here. Ooh. All right, so this has it both going on. It's not really like the cake flavor. They did just like mix strawberry and cake, but they did, you know, the strawberry that is there is kind of subtle. So it's not like this is just a crazy strawberry popcorn. There is a little bit of like a creamy, I guess like the frosting, you know, I don't know if the particulars of like cheesecake isn't that kind of like more of like a, almost like kind of like the sour cake bit of the cheesecake partiness. I'm not really tasting that. But it is like a nice, sweet, subtle cake flavor with some strawberry right kind of at the end too. So yeah, I'd call this strawberry cheesecake. Very good. Before we move on to the rare flavors and then getting into all the savories, I wanted to bring up the only flavor that I bought a second time, and I've eaten half of my large bag already. It's so good. Baron's Reserve. And what this is essentially it's a combination of cheese popcorn and caramel corn. Now normally if like, you know, get the Garrett's mix or the Chicago mix or whatever, it's separate cheese and then caramel corn, and they just eat them together. They combined them both, so I think they made the cheese flavor first and then put the caramel over it, which makes it like this kind of crispy but still, you know, it's got a unique texture that, you know, it's kind of both. It's really nice to eat, kind of like that. But it tastes both like sweet and savory at the same time. Now you just destroy a bag of this. So this is kind of like the overall. If you're gonna get one, try this, get it, because even though it's not like a wacky crazy flavor, it is like, you know, you can't get this flavor anywhere else, and it is so good. So if you're gonna try one, I'm just gonna bury this in the middle of this video, I guess, but try Baron's Reserve before I forget, because this is super good. All right, moving on, we got Sangria, and that's gonna taste like wine, right? Isn't that what that is? It looks very like wine, dark colored, so it doesn't really smell like wine. You know, you get like some flavors. There's like candies or something that like it's like wine. If it's not rosé, you know, it's rose, and I get that mixed up sometimes. But yeah, if it's rosé, it really smells like wine. They like really go out in the wine. This doesn't really smell like that. It doesn't. It's kind of like it's a nice little pleasant smell, but nothing I can like place my, you know, put my finger on. But again, it does kind of look like they get like almost like a coating of caramel corn, and they just put the flavors into that. But that's the same type of texture most of these have. All right, this is very nice. The texture is unique. It's got kind of like a powder on top of it. At first, I thought it was gonna do like what the root beer had, and which was like almost like a carbonated, like Pop Rocks type. It was carbonated. It tastes like the root beer was in your mouth. But this just has like a powder on it. It almost tastes like it's still sparkling, but not super like fizzy or poppy or anything like that. But like a little pleasant, like almost berry, fruity flavor that's not just like grape or, you know, a different, you know, like it just called it something else, but it's just like this flavor secretly. I think all of those, because they had like apple, berry, you know, lime, strawberry, they had like the real flavors and their fruit glazes. So this is just kind of none of those. Still very good and pretty cool. You know, I don't drink too much sangria myself, but this was nice. And again, it was still subtle too. It wasn't too crazy. None of these I'm not tasting too much. It's not lingering, but this was neat as well, and the fact that it's rare, love that. All right, so not going to save it till the end, but wanted to try it before I get in all the heavier flavors. The you know, the 2XKO limited edition Caitlyn's Cupcake flavor. Now, will this be super different than birthday cake? I don't know. I trust that it will, because already does smell a little. Smells. There's more of a sweet right away than the birthday cake, but like a warm cookie, like, you know, the warm cookie candles you can smell sometimes. It's like, oh, vanilla cookie, you know, or fresh baked whatever. I'm kind of getting that in here too, so that's kind of cool. I guess cupcakes are a baked thing too, so bread. Ooh. Oh, that was cool. Okay, so at first this kind of hits like birthday cake does. There's like a sweet vanilla cream type flavor going on, but then you do get like a warm, savory, like a bread type of flavor too that comes in afterwards, and that's when I was like, ooh. So this is a combination of like a sweet and savory at the same time, which is unique. You know, that's cool, right? You know, usually it's one or the other, unless it's like the real thing, like a real cupcake will taste like that. But an artificial one, usually just one or the other. I call it vanilla and say, here's your cupcake. But the fact that they pulled off both, you know, it's, yeah, you start with, you get the frosting on the top of the cupcake, but then as you eat more of it, more warm and savory. So that's that's super cool. So don't know if they're going to bring this back as just cupcake all the time, but the fact that this was not only rare, but it was actually really cool and unique, That was good. So now we are moving on to, I guess this is the perfect, because this was a sweet and savory, and the next ones are all the savory ones. So here we go. All right, all dressed. Shout out to Canada. They just kind of they bring back the chips every, it seems like a couple times a year. They never keep it around permanently, acting like it's new, but, it is what it is. They did have a separate ketchup flavor under their savory section, and I didn't get that, but that also has the little maple leaf next to it. There was all dressed ketchup and maple bacon, which is, those are the flavors you can kind of get normally in Canada anyway. So kind of smells like it already. It's like that little vinegary but also ketchup flavor. Oh yeah. Ooh. Ooh. Man, when these guys do these savory flavors, it is savory. Now, when I was just saying like, oh, the sweet ones, they're good, they're sweet, but they're not too sweet. This is kind of like the opposite. Savory, ooh, like, and it's good. Like, can things be too savory? I'm not too sure, but this already. Very, very good. And it tastes just like all dressed should. It's got that, ketchup-y, vinegary type flavor. Everything you're expecting, this has it. So that's very good. Next up, we've got dill pickle. A lot of dill pickle, everything. All last year, 2025, was dill pickle flavored everything. So these guys probably did it first, and they're probably already doing it better. It doesn't really smell pickly. Some of the stuff like Pringles or chips, it's like they got their pickle spice and it's in there right away. But this doesn't smell like pickles. Does it taste like it? Weird. All right. I was expecting dill pickle to taste like every other dill pickle thing that you get, where it's just kind of like a salty, kind of sour thing that hits you right away. And it's like dill pickle, ha ha ha. This wasn't that at all. There was no like initial hit. This is still a savory, savory popcorn flavor. So it still takes a while and it builds up, and it's still not like dill, but it's just kind of like afterwards, almost like garlic dill, but not quite too. It's not really garlicky, because you can get like garlic cheese a lot, and it kind of reminds me of that. But yeah, just like the savoriness and almost like the aftertaste of a dill pickle is what this tastes like. Instead of the initial dill pickle, salty, here you go, green pickle madness. This is just like kind of like almost like the opposite end of that, just the back end, just the savoriness of a pickle. So this was, I wouldn't immediately attack this as being dill pickle, but this is still good, and it's just its own like a savory one. It wasn't as strong, as intense as the all dressed, which I still liked, but this is more of a chill savory, so to speak. But if you're like, ooh, I don't like pickles, this doesn't really hit the same as most of the other pickle stuff. So this might be good if you want to try it, but you normally don't like pickle stuff. All right, next up, garlic bread. And I got lucky because I think on Thursday they were sold out of garlic bread and they only had garlic parmesan, which I had last year, I believe. But then later on in the week they ended up getting more. So garlic bread, here we go. But how cool is that, right? You think garlic bread, garlic parmesan, most places just have one or the other, but they got both and they're different. So don't remember off the top of my head what garlic parmesan tasted like. Go watch the other video. I'm sure I talked about it there. Okay, and not super strong, but if you stick your nose in there, it smells exactly like garlic bread. So That tastes exactly like garlic bread. It even is kind of like oily. Like I thought the first like original recipe would be kind of like a standard, more of like a buttery popcorn, but that was like really dry. It wasn't oily or anything like that. This one kind of does have that going on here, so I don't know which part of the flavoring is responsible for that, but this is also, you know, kind of garlicky, but also really kind of, you know, the buttery, that flavor that comes with, you know, fresh garlic bread too. So it's not just like a dry garlic roasted, like garlic powder flavor. They didn't just put garlic powder on popcorn. This tastes like it is like that fresh buttery, like they put the garlic butter on it and then baked it. That's what this tastes like. Very, very garlicky, but also still very savory and nice. All right, next up is maple bacon. And I'm hoping it doesn't taste like too much of the fake bacon. There's recent bacon grilled cheese chips that comes out, and if there's like a bacon cheeseburger, half the time it uses this like artificial fake bacon that never really tastes like bacon. It's just this weird flavor, so counting on you, Baron. Don't use that. Let's see. Doesn't really smell like anything. Doesn't smell like oh, maple or fake bacon. It almost has kind of like a smokiness to it, like a nice campfire scent. Those type of candles. So let's see maple bacon. Drink some water first. All right, now maple bacon. Okay, this one's really subtle on both sides. So they didn't just take the easy way out and just put like a maple syrup flavor with some artificial, I don't know, smoke or something. It doesn't really hit a lot like maple, nor does it have like that weird nasty bacon flavor either. It's just kind of, it doesn't really taste like really one or the other. It's its own kind of flavor that I'm not really tasting before and not really hitting me like maple bacon. There's at least because of the stuff I've had like that, I don't eat that too much, but usually that's like maple syrup, and so you taste that first and it's really sweet, and then there's like a bacon meatiness to it or something. It really has kind of neither of those, but it's just like a slightly smoky kind of savory flavor that is kind of neither, but both at the same time. So it doesn't really strike me as maple bacon, but I guess I can kind of see it in what I do taste. Again, just like a savory smokiness to it of like if it's like a smoked bacon. But thankfully it's not the nasty fake bacon that I was thinking it was going to be, but it's not the, you know, it's kind of a little bit of both and neither at the same time. So next up, I'll have the sour cream and onion, and that has been a standard chip flavor since forever. So let's see if this smells like that does. All right, right away, it doesn't really smell like that sour cream, the standard stuff that you're expecting. This isn't like a bag of sour cream and onion chips. Ooh. Ooh. All right. It does come in and hit you with a sour cream and onion flavor, but it's not the standard sour cream and onion. Like, it's not the usual, you know, it's like the flavor that everything uses, that every chip tastes pretty much the same. This is like, it's like better. It's like everything else is like cheap sour cream and onion, but this tastes like high quality sour cream, as well as like, it tastes like grilled onions. Like, that's what I'm tasting, like a grilled onion, but then also like a nice smooth sour cream flavor too. So this is really nice. Still really, really savory and pretty strong. Yeah, and also, yeah, so there's like a, almost like a creamy or a butteriness with it too, so I guess that's the good sour cream. And then, yeah, it has that like, that almost like caramelized grilled onion flavor, which I really like. So this is actually super good. All right, so that was the last of the savory flavors, and now we're moving on to the spicy ones. So we're just kind of moving on from, most of these are all medium. There was no mild ones that I got. There was really only a chipotle ranch, I think, or like a chili lime that was like a mild. Everything else, these are medium except for the garlic habanero, which is hell flavored. So I'm saving that for last. So buffalo wing. See if this tastes like buffalo wings. And I just had that buffalo wing cup noodle, which didn't taste like buffalo. I think I said that tasted like spicy red pasta sauce. It doesn't taste anything like any buffalo or chicken wings I've ever had. So there's something spicy in the air. Yeah, I can kind of smell it. Buffalo wing. Ooh. This does have that same kind of almost saucy base, not quite ketchupy, but still like kind of a sweet, but also spicy kick once you start swallowing. Which, yeah, that could be buffalo wings. It didn't say it's like buffalo chicken. I guess it's just buffalo wings. What's implied to be. It doesn't really taste like a meaty chicken, but it does have kind of like that same kind of sauce. This isn't like, they didn't just get like hot sauce, Frank's flavor or something like that. I hear nothing savory. But then once you swallow it, even like it takes a while, once it gets to like right here, it's really the spice kind of picks up. But it's not like super hot, because I mean, it really doesn't taste it on your tongue at all. It's really just kind of a little kick once you swallow it. So this is kind of neat and good. So cool. Next up is hot curry. Kind of hoping this would be good. Last time I had the butter chicken, and that was really good. Oh, right away. Yeah, smells like a curry. Looks like curry. Waiting. This tastes like curry spices, and it's it's spicier. This one is spicy in your mouth while you're like kind of chewing on it. So right now my mouth is getting spicy, and then when you swallow it, it does go down there too. But the main flavor does taste like curry. So this is pretty much as advertised. It tastes like curry, pretty good, and it's spicy. So I don't know what your curry spice preference is, but this is kind of it's still towards the bottom because I'm not like dying here. But I'd say like a good medium hot. Like it's not just like the other ones where you feel it, but there's not much else. This is still, I think if I eat more of this, I'll actually have to start taking breaks and sipping more water because this is kind of spicy. A little bit though. But yeah, very good. Hot curry, just as the name says. All right, next up we have Nashville Hot. I've never personally had, I've had a lot of Nashville Hot flavored things, but I don't know if I had the real chicken down south, so I don't know what it's really supposed to taste like. Nothing too jumping out. All of these, they don't really like smell like too much. It's all in the flavors. That one takes a while. Ooh, that one takes a while to build up, but then it sneaks up on you. This one's definitely kind of saltier. So kind of like starting with almost like the buffalo wing flavor, but much spicier. Like it's building up. Like at first it wasn't anything, but then once it hits hard, and it's kind of still sitting there. It's also like a saltier flavor too, so it's kind of like, you know, the wings or the chicken skins or whatnot that you're eating. And spicy and hot, but still good. It just doesn't taste like, actually it does taste closer to a lot of the Nashville Hot chickens that I've tried here. So, you know, I'm not too sure how to describe that compared to just spicy chicken. But this is definitely different than just buffalo wing, and this is more spicy, or spicier than the buffalo wing one. Yeah, I'm kind of like taking a second to like breathe, you know, while I'm talking and whatnot here, because kind of in here. So I'm going to take a second, drink some water before moving on to the Korean barbecue to let this Nashville Hot calm down. This is probably the spiciest one of them so far. All right, so it's been a minute. Now let's try. Still a little heat on the old tongue there. So Nashville Hot is definitely living up to its name. Now Korean barbecue. Nope. This one kind of smells kind of meaty. With the sauce, not just like meat. Oh yeah. I like dipping sauce. Ooh. Yeah, like kind of sweet dipping sauce that comes with the meat. Not sure what it's called. There's a lot of them. This definitely tastes like that. It's definitely, was this on the not really spicy. I'm looking for it on the spice. It is on the spicy list, and actually no, it's still listed as medium. Okay, so there's a little variation in the windows here, because the Nashville Hot was a lot spicier than this, and they're both rated at medium. But this is really good, really savory, still really it tastes like a meaty kind of savory still on top of that dipping sauce. So this is really good in and of itself. It tastes actually, there's like some chips are like, oh, it's Korean barbecue, and sometimes it's just like barbecue sauce, and sometimes it's kind of like nothing. This one I immediately was like, oh yes, this tastes like what I remember having Korean barbecue at, you know, at least some of the you know, bulgogi or something, some sort of meat dipped in a sauce, and then you're trying it. This is what it tastes like. So not super spicy at all, actually almost not spicy, but they're still really good. So try this one out. I like this too. All right, and lastly we've got garlic habanero. This is the only one I have that is listed at its spiciest level, which is hell. So great, looking forward to that. But it still sounds like garlic's good, right? So how bad can it be? Famous last words. Nothing. None of these smell like anything. It's all in the flavor, which is really cool. They're not just like tricking you. Some of the things, it's like, oh my god, this smells so much like what it said it was, and it doesn't taste like it at all. This is like the opposite. It almost doesn't. They all smell almost like nothing, and it's all in the flavor. So, all right, garlic habanero. No taste or lingering. Nothing really spicy. So let's just see how this goes. One at a time. Okay. Kind of garlicky. I'm coughing. Uh-oh. All right. A lot of garlic flavor. This is very garlicky. I'm gonna drink some water. The spice it's like a hidden secret, sneaky spice. So I don't know if that's how habanero acts because I don't go around eating it too much. But it's not like the Nashville Hot where it was like immediately and you like tasted the spiciness. This was almost like, I'm like, where's the spice? But then after you're tasting the garlic, and then it kind of slowly builds up, and now it's just there, like a lingering hotness. So I think that's probably what they say. Like I was coughing, and I was like, oh, like, you know, reacting to the spiciness without really tasting the spiciness, and now it's really getting to me, and I feel it on my tongue. Eyes are starting to water, and I was coughing earlier. So you really feel the spice before you taste the spice. And I am feeling the spice. So, but I'm not like, again, I'm not like, oh my god, it's so spicy. But look at me, I'm like falling apart at the same time. So this is definitely spicy in the technical sense. Like this is not like high capsaicin or whatever where I'm like feeling it, I'm like burning, and I'm like, I'm dying. But it's a lingering long spice that I am clearly feeling the effects of. But it's just kind of like lingering and getting to me. So definitely very spicy. Probably hell, if you're sensitive to spice, you're not going to like this. I don't know if I can eat all of this, but this is definitely the spiciest out of all of these, and it's probably going to go away for a while. So I'm going to take a second, calm down, kind of get everything in order and go through everything one last time. All right, so let's just kind of go through them all, and off the top of my head, some final impressions here. Original recipe was just a nice, standard, almost unsalted, but not really buttery popcorn, but like a buttery popcorn, kind of dry, real just kind of normal, nice, regular popcorn. Nothing too crazy, but it was good. Birthday cake was very sweet. Had like a nice vanilla to it. It wasn't too crazy with the sugary sweetness or anything like that. But pretty much tasted like it was, like birthday cake. Apple glaze tasted just like apples, like caramel corn, but apple instead. Really fresh, really nice, refreshing apple taste. Sangria has like kind of like a powder on it, which almost makes it taste more like a drink, like a fizzy drink, lightly carbonated, and has a nice, unique kind of berry flavor, fruitiness to it. So this was really cool, kind of unique and not one of the normal flavors yet. So if you get a chance to try it, try that. The 2XKO Caitlyn's Cupcake flavor, really cool. It was sweet, but then it also hits you with like a nice savory, like a bread taste too, which is really nice. That's what a cupcake is. It's sweet, and then it's kind of bread baked good. So really cool. Try this if you can. This was a surprisingly cool and unique flavor. Strawberry cheesecake had like a nice sweetness going on the whole time, which must have been the cheesecake part. And then the strawberry was subtle, so they didn't just rename like a subtle from like a strawberry flavor. So this was again good. Not too much in terms of strawberry, but like a little sweet vanilla going on it too. So literally strawberry cheesecake. What else can you say? I think more of the savory ones now. All dressed was very good. Right away, really intense savory of like the ketchupy, vinegary flavor. So if you like all dressed, this is exactly what you want. Garlic bread, the same thing. Really garlicky, tasted like garlicky, but also like that melted butter, like a fresh garlic bread, like kind of like, you know, a little bit of oil going on this too. So this tasted exactly like fresh garlic bread. It wasn't just garlic powder on popcorn. Dill pickle didn't really taste too much like the standard dill pickle that you're used to tasting in terms of like snacks, but it's more like kind of like you eat a whole, you take a big bite of a real whole pickle, and almost like the savory aftertaste of a pickle is what this really tastes like here. So not the usual dill pickle flavors, which is cool. Maple bacon didn't really strike me with a lot of either the maple or the bacon. It's just kind of like a really subtle sweet flavor, and then like a kind of a smoky flavor to it. But I didn't really think it tasted like maple syrup at all, and it didn't have like the usual fake bacon that most things have. So that's good. But it's just, yeah, again, just like a different, unique, kind of like a smoky type. So that must be the bacon part, but a little different than what you might initially expect. Sour cream and onion was really good. It tasted like really nice sour cream, and then like almost like grilled onions. So this was like a supreme deluxe sour cream and onion flavor. Really savory, really good. Try this one out. Korean barbecue tasted exactly like the dipping sauce and some meat on it. Just like that really just meaty, just chewing on it. Freshly cooked meat. This tasted exactly like that. It really reminded me of eating at a restaurant. So this was very good and really accurate. Buffalo wing was just kind of like a kind of slightly spicy. Really kind of, you tasted a little bit, and that same sort of like wing sauce flavor. So pretty good, but not just like a generic hot sauce flavor. It's still kind of like a unique flavor that I haven't tasted elsewhere before. Hot curry was just that. It tasted like a pretty nice curry, and then pretty spicy too. So not too crazy on the spice, but still spicy nonetheless if you're sensitive to that type of stuff. But a good if you like curry flavored stuff. Nashville Hot was the second hottest flavor of the day. It did taste really kind of like salty right away, like the hotness that you get kind of with the Nashville Hot flavored chicken and stuff. So still pretty accurate and still pretty good. Different enough from the buffalo chicken, so it's not like you can get one or the other. This one's more of a stronger flavor, more spicy. So if that's what you're looking for, comparing the two, go with this or the other one. And then lastly, garlic habanero was very spicy, but in, I guess, the way a real habanero pepper is. It was not immediately spicy like some of these other ones where it hits you right away and you're like, spicy. At first you just taste garlic, but then very slowly the spiciness comes in, takes up your whole mouth. And it has been like 15 minutes since I tried those popcorns, and I still am tasting it. And I'm trying to watch the way I talk to make sure that I'm not talking weird and being spicy or something like that. I actually had to go I had one of these little yogurt drinks in my fridge, and I had to drink this to kind of help with it, because it did get to the point where I was just like, this is just really friggin' spicy. So definitely, I guess when they say this is spice level hell, they mean it, which is good, because if some people are always they say that Wendy's has ghost pepper this, ghost pepper fries, and it's nowhere near how spicy a real pepper might be. This is probably similar to the spice level of a real habanero pepper. And again, I had 3 of these things. I'm gonna eat this whole friggin' bag. I don't know. Maybe I'll give this to people at work and make them pay. But this was definitely the spiciest of the night, and this will last. It'll stick with you for a long time. It's definitely very spicy. And then honorable mention again to the Baron's Reserve, which is a unique and incredible combination of both cheese and caramel in the same kernel. It's cheese popcorn covered in a caramel. It's just a nice, crispy, unique flavor that I've never had anywhere else. So there you have it. The Popcorn Baron. Check them out. I think the Twitter, I'll put it around here. It's Gekio is the Twitter account, so follow them. Sometimes they're hanging around Northwest Indiana a lot, and then check out local events around the Midwest, because they will show up, and you should definitely go if you get the chance. So thanks for watching and for hanging in here. If you watched this entire video, I don't know how long it's going to be, but thank you if you did. But even if you just skipped to the end, thank you too. Thanks for watching. Hopefully, I'll see you guys at Combo Breaker, and or maybe last time they were at Anime in Milwaukee. So heads up, if you go to Anime in Milwaukee, if they're going to be there, there was like almost no line because nobody there knew what they had. There was like, so if they managed to go back, you should go, because it was almost like it's like a hidden gem. As much as I hate to say that, but like everybody around here knows who they are, but up in Milwaukee, it was like just like no lines, whatever. So go there, follow them on their socials, and check them out if you can. So thanks for watching again, and I'll see you next time. I'm still gonna calm down here from that damn habanero popcorn, and I'm gonna eat some more because I bought it all. So thanks for watching. See you later.